My name is Calvin Valentine, the creator of What? 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 Live to make history. Alright, let's get cracking. Welcome back, welcome back. So the bigger question, I love saying that word, the bigger question you need to ask yourself, can you eat healthy while still gaining belly fat? Answer yourself that question. Can you eat healthy and still gain belly fat? So I want you to take a second. And look at this photo. Look at this photo. And as you can see, this is the previous quarantine and I had gained substantial amounts of weight. But guess what? What made it even worse? I don't drink Fanta, I don't drink fizzy drinks, I don't, eat out every time. I actually have a systematic, a real approach to my nutrition. My nutrition is always on point. But how did I still gain body fat? How did I still gain body fat? How did you gain body fat? How did Live to Make History gain body fat? I would say stay tuned and this video will reveal everything. So you want to stay tuned and watch. Let's go. Let's get talking. So realistically, of course, as I've mentioned before, I have a solid nutrition base. I'm not a person that eats out every time. I like to eat the same meals every time. That obviously still contains my carbohydrates, my proteins, my healthy fats, my vitamins and minerals. So I love to eat the same things every time. I don't like eating out every time. But how was I still realistically able to increase body fat? So long story short, let me just give you the tips right now, because you're probably thinking, how was I able to still stay in shape but still gain belly fat? So realistically, it's the foods that we don't really think about. It's the foods that you don't think of thinking about that actually causes you to gain body fat. So let's break it down. Are you guilty of consuming healthy fats? You're probably thinking, what is he talking about? Healthy fats was one of the major contributions to my weight gain. Why? After all, they are healthy fats. Peanut butter, whole eggs, olive oil, for example. So why was I still gaining weight eating healthy foods? I wasn't eating McDonald's, I wasn't eating Burger King, nor was I eating KFC, nor was I having fizzy drinks. So why was I still gaining weight? So, healthy fats have a high density. So when consuming healthy fats too much, you tend to gain weight because the density is a lot higher. So healthy fats. It's a thing where you have to be smarter when you're coming with your nutrition. The calories tends to be a lot higher. So things like olive oil, like I said, peanut butter, whole eggs, the calories are quite high and the density is quite high as well. When you consume it in large amounts sometimes without you even realizing, what's going to happen is going to get stored in the body as body fat. Right? And I knew my mistakes. So during the last quarantine, I was consuming a lot of olive oil, I was eating whole eggs. Like I realistically knew that I shouldn't be eating more than 3 to 4 whole eggs, but I used to eat 6, 7 whole eggs sometimes. I think it just came down to laziness. It realistically came down to laziness. I just don't want to waste eggs as well. So it's just these small habits. So I would eat, for example, when I'm having toast, 4 slices of toast, for example, the carb intake, I would have so much peanut butter sometimes that it would be slacking off at the bottom when I'm eating it. It used to come off at the bottom. It was too much, and over time, this made me build body fat over time. And it's a thing where this proves that it's not sometimes what you eat, it's how you eat it. It's how smart you consume the food. So realistically, you are what you eat. But eating healthy over time doesn't mean you're going to continue to shed the fat. You got to do it in a smart and a manipulative way. If you are finding harder food portions, there is nothing wrong with weighing your foods. For example, with the peanut butter, it's such high in calories that people need to be so careful. People really need to be so careful when it comes to healthy fats, because when you overconsume it, you will you will gain body fat realistically, and there is no doubt on that. We need to realistically remember with the body, everything we do adds up. Everything we do adds up. So all the over consuming in calories that we don't need get stored as fat. The sad thing is your calories out versus your calories in is going to make an overall difference. So if you are consuming, let me say that again for the people at the back who didn't hear. Can you hear me? If you are consuming more than you should be using in a day, you will gain weight. No matter what food types you're eating, you will continue to gain weight. If your fuel is the same and your food intake is roughly around the same, you will maintain. But with healthy fats, I stress the urgency that people need to understand and realize that it's so high in fat. You need to look at the label, nutritional content about it's so high in calories, and it's very high in fats. People really need to be aware when it comes to your healthy fats. The thing is, like, I've been in fitness for a very long time, 14, 15 years, so I kind of know the structure. But sometimes, no matter how professional you are or how long you've been doing something, you are a human being. You are a human being at the end of the day. Things will slack. You will start to do things, even though you realize it's wrong or you know that you shouldn't be doing it, you just tend to do it sometimes. You're a human being. I knew it was wrong to overconsume these calories, but what did I do? I just continued to eat. I just continued to eat because it was easier. It was long taking it out, separating the eggs and putting it to the whites and this. I just found it long, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm a human being. Like I admit it. I can get lazy sometimes, and I'm pretty sure you can too. You are a human being. It's part of life. It's how you grow, nurture, and develop. So realistically, these things will happen. It's how you handle the situation. Once I really started to realize, okay, you got a bit of a belly here. If I'm having 3 big scoops of peanut butter every day, common sense is going to tell me I'm realistically going to like reduce it. Giving an example at a base level. If you have an addiction, you just drop it to 2. Then you just drop it to 1. You do it slowly so the body doesn't realize it's happening. Remember what I said previously, nature of adaptation. So it's how you utilize it. It's how you play the game. How you roll the dice and how you play the game when the nutrition is in front of you and how you handle that situation. You can use this towards any foods. Let me give you another example. So, adding on to my weight gain, I would tend to overconsume white rice, and I knew white rice raises my blood sugars, it raises my glycemic index. This is what white rice does. It raises your blood sugars, it's fast glycemic, so it gets into your bloodstream very quick, so you may tend to be more hungry when you eat things like white rice. If you're confused about what I mean by glycemic index, on the nutritional label of foods, it does kind of give you the content of what the food is. So for example, white rice is very high in glycemic index, which you feel more hungry when you eat it after because it gets to your bloodstream quicker, it spikes your insulin levels, and you just get hungry. It does have its wonders, it does have its benefits, as well as its disadvantages. I feel like in life, everything has its advantages and disadvantages. There is no reason why you can't manipulate certain foods to either increase your goal or just to personally feel more happier and at one with yourself. You wouldn't want to restrict yourself by eating cabbage every day, would you? Realistically, it's not ideal, and you're going to burn out and crash before you realistically even start it. So please don't do a cabbage diet. Alright, break it down. So what did you get from the short information? Know your foods. I'm not asking you to be a nutritionist, I'm just asking you to understand the stuff you eat. Things are more better to be done in moderation. If you are so confused and you don't know where to start, do things in moderation. Be careful of your healthy fats. Your healthy fats can be dangerous. It can be so dangerous when you don't know what you're doing. That's why a lot of people tend to gain weight as well. If you're eating on track, but you're still gaining weight, just be careful of the food you're eating. Sometimes too much of something isn't good for you as well. You've got to be careful. Let me tell you something. Come. Whoever told you that you cannot eat what you want and still be in the best shape of your life, still live your best life, still have that revenge body, show them what's up. Whoever told you you couldn't do that, you need to question yourself. You need to question that person as well, because there's no excuse, there's no reason why you cannot eat what you want, have a flexible diet, and still be in the best shape of your life. There's no excuse. Make it happen. Make it happen. Don't fall victim to restriction yourself. There is no excuse why you can't live the best life you've always wanted. Realistically. Come on. You have one life. Don't restrict yourself. Be in the best shape of that life. Go out there and live your best life. Live your best life. Go out there and create your own history. Because time is something we're never going to get back. Your history is already realistically being written, so go out there and go make history for yourself. I've got so much passion and drive for it. Give me goosebumps everywhere. Just thinking of history itself, like, we're not going to be here forever, so why don't you go out there and make some kind of change for yourself today, and of course, do things in moderation and live your best life. Go out there, live your best life. Live your best life. How we must walk, we must go out there and live to make history. One life. Let's go.